Okay.
We're back, guys.
We are back.
We're back, and great win, I can say. I can honestly say that's the best they've probably ever played since I've been alive.
And I'm assuming everybody out there knows what we're talking about. We're talking about Carolina defeating number one,
Yeah.
Alabama. If you watched our last video, we pretty much talked about how everything had to go perfect for us. Alabama had to make a few mistakes, and lo and behold, that's what happened.
Yeah, I mean, we made minimum mistakes, and I'd like to talk about a couple of them that I saw. One was we had McElroy, and we just let him go, and they scored on that drive, and that just kind of let me down. That Pauk, I'm pretty sure it was Pauk that missed that sack, but besides that, and then that busted coverage where they scored on us, and everyone is going to be all like, oh my God, that Garcia safety was crazy. No, I'm sorry, but I will take up for Garcia 100% on this safety. Now, Garcia should have fallen on the ball. All right, that would have been the smartest thing to do. But once he picked up that ball, throwing it out of the back of the end zone was the best choice.
Because 2 years ago, he would have picked it up and tried to run with it, and then may have been tackled for safety anyway. Or got hit and fumbled it and just lead to a touchdown. So I think looking back, that was a smart play.
Yeah, I mean, once you made the bad decision, he made the best out of what he had left.
Right.
He should have fallen on the ball, but, I mean, watching it, I mean, he doesn't have eyes in the back of his head, guys. I mean, he can't see what's coming after him.
Yeah, he's not an alien.
Yeah, once he picks up the ball, once that ball is in his hands, his momentum carried him into the end zone. So we're pretty much, it was destined to be a safety. Right. I mean, and you can say whatever you want. Oh, he could have turned around and thrown it. No. No, he was. What's the actual definition of the pocket? I mean,
but in the end, it really doesn't matter because we won. And the neat thing about that was a year ago, 2 years ago, and that came on the first play of the second half. We would have crumbled.
Yeah.
That would have totally destroyed our second half game plan. But the team stuck in, matured a lot.
Yeah.
And they didn't let it shake them. And one thing that's all that kind of aggravated me, even though we had 5 or 6 sacks on McElroy, we missed a bunch of them.
Yeah.
And there were still times where he had all day to throw, and a lot of those sacks came on coverage sacks. He still had a ton of time to throw, so I wish we'd have got a little more pressure. We did blitz a little more.
Yeah.
Like you said, Paul missed a couple wide open sacks that he could have had, but all in all, we had few mistakes. And that really helped out. The offense was huge. Offensive line played awesome.
Yeah, they stepped up like we asked. Maybe they saw our video. I don't know.
Maybe
but
they did. We still didn't have a 100-yard rusher, but Lattimore had 93, and that was big.
Yeah.
To take some pressure off of Garcia. And then of course you saw some of the catches Alshon had and Gurley, and that's pretty self-explanatory. That was the best game I've ever seen Garcia play.
Yeah.
The best offensive performance I've seen since Steve Spurrier's been here since 2005. So it was a great win, biggest win in the program's history, I would say, by far. You just got to keep it up and keep the momentum going, and don't need to let down this week.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just pretty much echoing everything you said. This one, I expected to play hard this game. I expected it to be close. I thought we had a shot to win, but I'm glad we did win. But, I mean, Alabama's a solid team. Don't get me wrong. They're a great team. And I'll be honest with you. If we played them again, I don't know if we could beat them again. I mean, they're just a good football team.
Right.
But don't take nothing away from us either. If we play our A game, we can play with anybody in the country.
And we proved that. We proved that if we play the absolute best we can play, we can beat anybody.
Yeah.
And you're right. Alabama's a great team. They have 2 great backs. And I'm not sure what Nick Saban was doing. There was a time where they went 17 straight plays without Richardson or Ingram touching the ball, and that absolutely cannot happen. I think there was one point it was second down and third down, kind of toward the red zone. Neither one of them touched the ball, and that absolutely cannot happen. So they kind of shot themselves on the foot with that one. But yeah, like you said, if we play the best we can play, Carolina can beat anybody, and I truly believe that. And I thought we had a chance to win. There's always a chance. I didn't necessarily think we were going to, because Alabama's a good team. I mean, McElroy, he's not a great quarterback, but he's not terrible either. He just wins games. I mean, he doesn't make the crucial mistake that'll cost his team a game. And some of the mistakes and stuff that he made weren't necessarily his fault either. Like I said, a lot of those sacks were coverage sacks. Just great defense by the Gamecocks. And I'll give Culver credit. I don't like him at corner. But he did a good job against Alabama.
He played very well.
And I'm not sure why he put in CeCe Whitlock on that touchdown with Julio Jones. It was a total mismatch. But Culliver wasn't even in the game at that point, I don't think. But Culliver did play well at cornerback, so and that was key. And obviously our linebackers played well. Overall, it was just a great team effort. So
that Julio touchdown that he caught over CeCe Whitlock, even though we gave up that touchdown pass, that coverage by CeCe Whitlock was amazing.
Oh, it was good coverage.
It was amazing coverage.
You just have no chance when you've got that height disparity. There's no chance.
I mean, McElroy threw that ball on the money. I mean, McElroy had a great game.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, besides them sacks, his yards and everything. That was a great game for
Oh yeah.
For the position that McElroy is in on that team.
Right.
I mean,
just a game manager.
Yeah.
I mean, and people don't like to use that word, manage the game, but that's what he's asked to do, and that's what he does good.
I mean, and another thing about McElroy is that guy's a class act.
Oh yeah.
I mean, while they said after the game he walked over towards the student section and gave everyone the thumbs up. Mm-hmm. So this one goes out to you, McElroy. You're a great guy.
Even though you do look kind of goofy.
Yeah, you look like a goofy guy, but whatever. That's cool. And they said that Ingram just sprinted off the field, didn't talk to no one or anything. I mean, I guess, I don't know. I just hate to say this, but, I mean, Alabama, I think you're the best team in the West, but I hope we get another shot at Auburn. And Ole Miss, I feel so sorry for you.
Yeah.
Ole Miss is going to get it.
And I feel sorry for pretty much any team that probably plays Alabama because when you see that happen, you've got a number one team and they lose a game. They just go on a vengeance the rest of the season. And
I know.
And especially Ole Miss, you're not that good anyway. So that one could get ugly really quick. But I'm like you. I would love to get a chance to play Auburn again in the SEC championship game. And now that we beat Alabama, that makes that loss even more frustrating because we know that we had a chance to win and probably should have won that game. And we could be undefeated right now.
Yeah.
No telling what could happen. But that's in the past and not worried about that. You can't look back. So you got to move forward and take the momentum and take care of Kentucky and Vanderbilt and see where it goes from there. So,
well, I mean, not really much for us to talk about this game. I mean,
you saw
they played great. I mean, they played great. There's nothing that we can really pick apart about that game. I mean, except for like a couple of plays that we can think of off the top of our head. I mean, that was just a great all-around game, and there's not really much else that you can say when your team comes out and plays so great.
But can I say this? Can Alshon get some Heisman love, please? That one-handed catch was unbelievable. I mean, the guy was all over him, and that was a great catch. And that touchdown that he had, I think it was the first one to Alshon when he just laid it out there right in the corner of the end zone. It was a perfect throw. And you're right, there's not much that you can say to be nitpicky about it because we played so well on our side of the ball. The only thing that I think we really need to work on is special teams. Man, our kick return it's not working. I don't like Culver back there returning kicks. I'm not sure why Sanders in back there. Maybe he has trouble catching the ball. I don't know.
Part of my philosophy. I mean, I know I'm not Steve Spurrier, and I know I'll never be as good as Steve Spurrier. And I think everyone that's that was ever on the Spurrier bandwagon to get rid of him, I'm just don't really understand your philosophy. But I look at it as we need to protect our star players because I mean, yes, we have great athletes, but I still don't think that we're quite yet there completely in depth wise.
Right. I mean, we do have great frontline athletes, but second, third string, it drops off. So.
Yeah, it's not as a big a drop off as it has been in years.
Right.
I mean, our second string could probably play at a lot of other schools. Don't get me wrong, but I just think that like when you have like the depth of Alabama and Florida, these past couple of years, we're not quite there.
It doesn't matter who they put in; they just dominate.
Exactly, but like on our special teams, I'd like to see some of them, players that aren't getting as much action. Like, I would have loved to see Jarvis Giles and Ace Sanders and all of them, like players that have a lot of ability, a lot of that game-changing ability.
Speed.
Yeah, the speed factor, returning kicks, not, starters with that ability. Because if we're returning a punt, like in Georgia game, and Gilmore got laid out, I didn't think he was going to get up. And if Gilmore doesn't get up from that, I mean, our year could be ruined. He's an all-SEC, type of corner, and quite possibly make it to maybe second-team All-American by the end of the year. I mean, I don't think he's as good as Patrick Peterson or that guy from Nebraska. I don't even know, Prince.
Prince.
I mean, but I haven't got to watch them that much. But I mean, Gilmore has a chance to be, something special for this program. Probably be, a first-round pick by the time he's.
And he'll definitely be first team all SEC.
Yeah.
So, but that's the only thing that I could probably find to jab about. But I guess it doesn't really matter as long as you win.
Yeah.
Put who you want to back there, and like I said, I'm not C. Spurrier, you're not C. Spurrier, and he sees these guys in practice every day,
he
and
knows what's up.
and maybe they have trouble catching the ball, off
Yeah,
the tee. I don't know what the issue is, but that's minimal. But it was a good win, biggest win. Spurrier said that the Kentucky game is now the biggest game in school history, just because you've had this huge, monumental win.
Yeah.
You cannot afford a letdown. You absolutely cannot afford a letdown. And don't look past Kentucky. I mean, a road game on the SEC doesn't matter who you're playing. It's tough.
Oh, yeah.
Probably should have lost to them last year.
Yeah.
So you just gotta keep it rolling and don't let up.
Yeah. The one thing I can say that we need to think towards the Kentucky game is they don't have Derek Locke, but guess what? It doesn't matter. It's still an SEC game. They're still going to come. They're still waiting for us.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I feel like, Vanderbilt, was always that team that was, that always, we're going to beat someone,
right.
And I feel kind of like now that Vanderbilt's, done it to us a couple of years, I think Kentucky's overdue to get us sometime.
Oh, yeah.
So we never need to take them lightly.
And is it Kentucky that Steve Spurrier's never lost a game to?
He has never lost a game to them.
So
I hope we can continue that streak.
That was me
knock
knocking
on
on
some
wood.
And I guess that's all we got for you guys.
That's all we got.
We'll probably make a couple videos in another minute or so. We got a lot of stuff coming up this week. And you just subscribe, whatever. Hit me up on Twitter. Just message me on the YouTube. I'll give you my Twitter, Facebook, MySpace, whatever.
And shout out to the dude that made the Alabama "We Gonna Find You" sign.
Yes.
For game day.
Good stuff.
Awesome.
We gonna find.
Oh, and can we say game day? It was good
Game
at the
day,
Horseshoe.
yeah.
It was good at the Horseshoe. Better than the parking lot, even though it's further away. Looked like a good crowd from what I saw of it. So exciting day all around in Gamecock Nation. So keep it up, fans. Fans, keep it up.
And
keep
Kirk
believing.
Street, thanks for believing in us.
Herb Street,
You get 2 thumbs up.
you get 2 thumbs up because you stepped out on a limb, picked us,
and it worked for you.
You know what you're talking about. So keep on picking.
All right.
Not your
That's
nose,
it, guys. We'll see y'all in a little bit. Deuces.
Or scissors,
Oh,
depending on how you move.
yeah.